If you don't start mastering your finances, you're gonna go broke. I've seen it. You can just step outside and see it. So listen, people, they didn't teach us in school, but start now.
Staying alive. I'm Cisco from Carney. I'm leaving the problems behind.
Hi, YouTube. My name is Leonardo Francisco, and I'm here to help veterans and also professionals learn how to master their finance and just kind of guide them in the right step. So today's topic is going to be, just principles, fundamentals of finance. I'm just going to cover those and just to go over them just so people understand. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. Literally put pen to paper and you can start taking control of your life. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading off my screen to my right. So if my eyes turn to that direction, that's because I'm reading off my screen of my notes. So the first thing I want to talk about, I have 3 talking points, maybe 4, depending on how I go about it. But the first talking point is join capitalism. Listen, capitalism is the economic system in the United States. So if you don't understand it, do some research on it. Start learning that you need to participate. Actually, you are already participating, but in the wrong way. You're participating whenever you go to the grocery store, whenever you go to the salon, whenever you go to the haircut, right? You're exchanging. It's a free market for you. You're exchanging your dollars for a service, product, whatever it is. That's capitalism, right? You just need to understand how can I use capitalism to work for me? And I'll cover some of that. So, pretty much, America does not run on Dunkin's. It runs on capitalism. And the faster you understand this economic system, the faster you can start getting ahead. Okay, so schools, they never told us finance was actually super simple. And back when I was in school, I did take an economics class, and I also took, in my math class, I took, like it was like a workshop learning how to do taxes. But they didn't, it was just like the basic. And now automation and computers and all that stuff, they take care of that. So basically, that class did not cover what they needed to cover for the real world. Okay. So school never told us that finance is actually super simple and it comes down to 4 words. So pay attention. The first word is assets. The second word is liabilities. The third word is income. And the fourth word is expenses. So assets, liabilities, income, and expenses. The assets and the liabilities, that's what you call your balance sheet. Your income and your expenses, that's your income statement. Pretty much what your bank, service sends you every single month. Your debits and credits. Money coming in, money going out. So assets is what they don't tell us to buy, but we must start buying assets because assets have the potential to go up. They can go down depending on which asset you buy. By asset, I mean something that's going to go up in value, something that's valuable to someone else, and you can exchange it. You can make an agreement with someone and they're like willing to give you a price for it. They're willing to pay, a specific amount for it. That's what I call an asset. It puts money in your pockets. The next thing is liabilities. Liabilities is something that takes money out of your pocket. Like a stupid liability that we all, maybe we're still struggling with. I don't know. But that's like paying credit card bills or paying interest every single month on our credit card just because we can't pay the full amount for whatever reason. That's a really dumb liability because it means you went into debt and now you're paying more for whatever you bought. Yeah, it's taking money out of your pockets. All right, so the third thing I want to cover is income. How much are you making each month? where are you getting that money from? See, so when you start, most people, right, they work. I work. That's most of where my income comes from. So when you get your income, that's that right there is pretty much how much you're taking in each month. But the thing is, what you do with that income is what matters. The fourth is expenses, and that's the thing. I would rather you have a balance than having more expenses than your income. That's the thing. People have more expenses than they're bringing in, and that's lifestyle. What's it called? When you're living above your means. That's what people mean by that. So expenses is how much are you spending each month. If you're spending more than you're bringing in, you're on a sinking ship, and those small leaks eventually they're gonna take over. So, in all honesty, banks and the government, they're no different than than us pretty much. They have the same thing. They have income statements, they have balance sheets that they have to take care of. So we just have to learn to do the right thing with our money. Okay, so what happens if we don't participate in this economic system called capitalism? Well, it goes to this Proverbs quote or verse. It's Proverbs 22, verse 7. Pretty much, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. I'm going to repeat that again. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. So you want to get to the right side. You want to be the, ruler in a way, not in a, you know, powerful, I'm gonna take over the whole world kind of way, but in a way where you can rule over your own life, where you have control. You don't want to be borrowing to death, where every single day you're gasping for air because you don't have enough. So it's all about taking control of your finances. So I'm gonna close with this. Learn how to master your finances by understanding where your money goes. Follow it, listen to it, and try to speak its language. Thank you for watching. Please share with those that may find value in this video. Thank you.